Sagrika, I think a large number of people believe that impeachment is a brahmastra which can hardly ever be used. And I agree, most people agree that the procedure as it exists is cumbersome, very protracted and very uncertain. I think, however, so long as that is the constitution, you can't do anything except follow that. As far as alternative procedures are concerned, they are taking time. The very committee I sit on in Parliament, we recommended a certain form of a judge's inquiry procedure, but it wasn't accepted. Indeed, lots of high courts and lots of political parties opposed it. So these things take time. I can't commit on behalf of the National Judicial Commission, but certainly I agree that in the times to come, a substitute, a more pragmatic substitute for impeachment should be there. But till that comes, you have to follow 124.
But let me bring in Arun Jaitley. Mr. Jaitley, do you really believe this will lead anywhere in a fixed time frame? I mean, it could take months. While Justice Dinakaran continues as the Chief Justice of the Karnataka High Court, it could take months, possibly even 12 months, by the time we get any result on the impeachment proceedings in Parliament.
Well, the committee has to function. It takes a little time. I have no doubt that that process is on, and I'm sure that the process will go through.
But sir, do you think as a former law minister there should be some kind of a deadline for these impeachment proceedings?
Well, I think the need is to simplify procedures. And the law minister has already discussed an alternative procedure with me. I think he's already working at it. I'll wait for his last word on the subject.
But sir, I want to ask all three of you, because all three of you are distinguished lawyers, two of you are politicians. Isn't the real problem at the moment a crisis of faith in the judiciary? Mr. Dinakaran, in a sense, could be the tip of the iceberg. There are documents against him, but there are allegations against several judges that are being made from time to time. They don't all result in impeachment before Parliament.
Well, I think the quality of the judiciary reflects what's happening in the society. It can't be very different. Our appointment procedure is now being unable to select the very best. And that's a difficulty. We have to seriously introspect it and find out ways how we can improve upon the quality.
All right. Soli Sarabji, do you think we need to change the process of how we judge the judiciary? We have viewers writing in, one of them asking, judges always have contempt of court on their side. If you criticize the court, you get a notice, but not when they themselves are culpable of anything. Do you think that process needs to be rationalized?
The viewer seems to be ignorant of the amendment to the Contempt of Court Act, which says the defense of truth can be urged. No use saying that some writer has said, so many Chief Justices are corrupt, but I cannot prove it. Then what do you mean? You make those allegations?
But no,
if you make an allegation, you should have the strength to prove it.
But Mr. Sorabji, do you believe? Mr. Sorabji, do you believe that given the weight of these allegations that are being made time to time in different courts, the present system simply is not functioning effectively enough to actually ensure that the corrupt judges are caught?
No, I don't think so. Actually, you have one judge of the Delhi High Court is facing criminal prosecution. I think Justice Mukherjee, Arun will correct me if I'm wrong. Another Calcutta judge, impeachment process has been started. After all, you must remember, allegations have to be weighed. It's very easy to make allegations. There has to be some substance in it. Then only you can move.
Okay, and a final word from you, Abhishek Manu Singhvi. Will you and the Congress party go ahead with the opposition? Will we see complete unity, BJP left Congress, or is this again going to be a partisan issue?
I think you're asking for a decision on television on an issue on which there has been no decision. All I can assure you is that it is completely open. Any of the three alternatives are itemized, are possible. Please don't assume that there is a decision taken against the proposal. So I think you have to just wait for a while. But as I said, the procedure to reach that stage can go on without delay. The Congress's decision either way will have relevance only at the time of the 2/3 voting.
Okay, so
just before that.
Okay, you're saying at the moment that the procedure can go ahead if the Vice President so decides. Well, that could be a remarkable precedent if the government does decide, if impeachment proceedings do go ahead against the sitting Chief Justice. Arun Jaitley, Soli Sorabji, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, appreciate your joining us here on Talking Point here on India.